Hello everybody and welcome to your Xbalanque ADC guide. So right now, if you are not familiar with the kind of hunter build that is going around, that is okay. We're going to be talking about it during this guide because it has actually switched up to a build that we had started running, and now it seems to kind of be where the meta has headed, which is basically that you're going to be selling your starter item at the end of the game. So Xbalanque, not the best hunter right now, obviously not a good utilizer of the blue zone. So we are going to be grabbing the death toll on him in order to have a little bit of that early sustain, and we'll be selling it late game because of the crit that we will be wanting to have in our repertoire for the late game. The death toll is going to be nice for us on Xbalanque early because it's going to give us a little bit of that mana regen, which is just going to make it less annoying to utilize our bolas. So I'm going to go in very aggressive on this because we got the level 2 first. So it's basically, if you get level 2 first, you're just W-king at the enemy and trying to give a first blood before your team gives the first blood. Now, Fafnir is not hit level 2 yet, so I'm just going to go in once again. I mean, I am just W-king at Fafnir. I don't mind lurking back on Trinabog. I got a health pot procking. I got myself a multi-pot procking. I got the death toll, dude. I got sustain on sustain on sustain. Plus, I got a Yamoja with me. So I don't mind playing very aggressive right here. Obviously, at level 2, we grabbed ourselves our dash. At level 1, we started with the bolas. The bolas is going to be our main form of clear as Xbalanque. As you can see, it's not the most impressive clear in the world, but it's actually not as bad as it could be. Not as bad as it could be. And then finally at level 3, we are going to grab our 2. Now, normally in a meta reliant on Devourer's gloves, Xbalanque tends to have to level his poisoned darts first. And that's because the bolas very, very quickly become mana hungry hippos. But luckily, between the death toll sustain early and the inevitable transcendence and attack speed boots that will also give us the mana that we will have going, we can actually rank up that bola to max first. So ranking up the bola to max first isn't going to be a huge deal in terms of your lane clear, but it is a huge deal in terms of your poke. Now, Fafnir has jumped in, so I'm just going to get ready. I'm going to pop a little bead right here, and I'm just going to go straight for him. I think we can probably kill him if I dash in here. It's a little greedy to go for this kill, but I think I'm going to die anyway, so it's really more so like if I'm going to die, I might as well get a kill out of this kind of thing. And then I'm going to start going back. And now you can go Transcendence or Boots first. If that's 4 people over by their purple buff, my assumption is that it's going to happen more than once. And so I'm going to go into my Boots first to have a better chance to get away, and then wrap it back into the Transcendence. Getting either of them first is valid. Transcendence more so if you feel like the lane is passive, if you don't feel like you're getting rotated on. Boots is more so like, hey, I'm going to be making some friends and I need to get myself out of dodge. And that basically goes for anybody over in the duo. So for our official level order then on Xbalanque, it is going to be 4, 1, 2, 3. Now, a lot of people don't put those points into the ultimate, but the ulti actually gives you increased movement speed while it's up, and it's 10% per point that you actually put into that Xbalanque ultimate, which is very good. It extends your autos, it makes it so the enemy can't see, you get movement speed. Xbalanque ultimate is widely considered by new players to be garbage. And I would say it is actually in the top probably 20% of Smite Ultimate. It's actually insanely good, and the higher level of gameplay that you get to, the better that it gets, because that 3 seconds that it interrupts your shot calling, your vision, becomes more and more important. So why isn't Xbalanque meta right now? Well, Xbalanque is not meta because he just doesn't have early game pressure. If you watch SPL or high level ranked, a huge part of the game right now is trying to snowball within the first 10 minutes, the first heck, even 5 minutes of the game. Start invading purple buffs, red buffs on cooldown. And Xbalanque is not so good at defending against that because he has a hard time clearing the wave. And even if you go for the early fights, he tends to be a very late game focused hunter. Very much in the vein of like the Artemis metas is typically when Xbalanque is also good. He wants to chill out, wait for a more full build, and go in to the team fight stage of the game where he really starts to thrive. You know, early game, typically right now you're gonna see a lot of Chirons, a lot of hi-rez over in the duo lane. Those ability-based hunters, particularly when they're buying like a blue stone, it's going to be very difficult for you. So right now I'm getting a lot of poke onto this Chernobog. I'm gonna go ahead and pop my ultimate right here. It's gonna give me that extended auto range, and I'm not quite gonna be able to secure the kill because he is actually going to Aegis that at the very end. I think my Mercury should be able to wrap that up right there though. So right there you see I start off that fight by slowing the Chernobog with my 2. This is traditionally how you're gonna want to start it.
I got your back, brother.
Use your poison darts to slow down your opponent. Then I kind of just beat away on him. At the very end, he is about to get out of my range. So I use the ultimate in order to get those extended auto attacks on my ability. Now he's gone in on me and I'm feeling pretty confident. I got the death toll here. I got a lot of bonus damage because of the bolas, and I don't mind taking the fight early. My dash should be able to hopefully be enough. It's actually gonna get body blocked by that wall right there. No harm, no foul. I'm gonna end up being all right. I'm probably gonna die here regardless, so I'm just trying to get a little bit of farm before I die. Try to get a couple more minions. Now we back it up, start working ourselves into that Transcendent and a couple of wards, which might be able to give me enough time to live against the Nemesis. I'm gonna put those out as probably deep wards, one by purple, one up by the Gold Fury, so they can still rotate underneath. But you know, what are you gonna do? So preferably as a Xbalanque, what you would want to be laning against is another more passive hunter, somebody that wants to wait until the late game, or even somebody that's just like a medium meta god right now. A Rama would be fine, an Artemis would be fine, an AMC would be fine. Like, there's a lot of guys that would be okay. AMC, you're not going to be able to fight him early because he's got more clear, but you've got decent gank potential on him. You'll have plenty of damage with the autos, it'll be fine. Truly those like early meta guys that are gonna give you trouble. Those guys that are gonna take the fight to you, the hi-rez, the Chirons, the Heims.
Enemies in the right
Heim, you have to also keep in mind that you do not have a CC immune ultimate. So you're also going to have to only utilize your beads against the Heim ult, which is also going to be scary. He has to immediately Chernobog himself out of this one. He's gonna go over to the mid lane, that's fine. I'm gonna pop the ultimate for my team. Provide a little bit of darkness across the field. Hopefully that lets them maybe win that fight in the mid lane. I am gonna start rotating, mostly because I see this Fafnir and I think he is going to be killable after this. Fafnir is actually going to go down. Maybe I can try to pick up a kill on the Nem. Nem's going to go down. They actually won that fight hard. They didn't need me at all. I could have stayed over in the duo lanes. This is actually kind of a wasted rotation. Gonna make sure I get some farm off of this. I think Chernobog actually ulted all the way over to the solo lane, which is why that went so well for us. For your pairings with a Xbalanque, you basically have 2 options. As a support, you can either go for a hyper aggressive early game god, particularly with a lot of clear, maybe an Ares for that Searing Flame, maybe a Ymir for the Glacial Strike, right? Like, they're gonna be so much lane clear presence from that. And hopefully you can kind of counteract the fact that the Xbalanque clear is not gonna be so good in the early game. Or you simply embrace the fact that you're going to lose the early game. You say, hey, we got a Xbalanque, we ain't winning early, so let's just strictly focus on winning that mid game. And so you've got more of the Khepri Geb style support going, where you're gonna be focusing on peeling and keeping your Xbalanque alive as you move into the team fight stage of the game. Got myself a couple of wards out. Now I'm just going to go ahead and focus on getting that Transcendent stack. Of course, making sure that I'm getting as much bonus farm as possible. Your job as the hunter is to farm, farm, farm. Just get as much farm as you can, baby. The more XP you got, the quicker you get 20, the quicker you start rotating over to those team fights and helping, which is, of course, particularly important for the gods like Xbalanque that are waiting for that ultra late game. So Trinabog is kind of over here by himself right now. I see everybody over in right lane, so I'm gonna dash in on this. Not gonna use my poison dart until after he uses his dash. That way I can get all of that damage on him in the slow. I'm just gonna go ahead and take out this tower. It looks like he's gonna ulti over to the right lane. I'm gonna ulti for my own team. Provide a little vision, so make sure you are always keeping your eyes on the mini map. As Shiba, I see that a fight is breaking out. I very obviously cannot rotate over to that fight in time. I'm never gonna beat the global ulti Trinabog, so all I can do is kind of give them an ulti myself and then continue to push over on this left hand side. So I'm not gonna waste my time trying to rotate all the way over to solo. I'll never make it, but I will stay over here in duo. Got that Transcendence for the infinite bolas, and now I'm getting a lot of damage on this tower. Not gonna quite be able to get the tier 2, but check it out. Practically getting that tier 2 tower for my team. Now, something that happened right there that we should note on Xbalanque, one, your bolas very literally just give you damage. So they do extra damage to everything, including towers, right? It's not a lot of effects. It's my like won't proc on a tower. This will give you that extra damage for the tower. But your bola also branches off of towers. This is a good thing and a bad thing. So if there is somebody right by the tower and you branching bola auto attack it and the bola branches off and hits them, it is going to aggro the tower onto you. So keep that in mind when you're pushing towers. Sometimes you actually want to disable your bolas specifically so you don't get tower aggro. The other thing though, the reason why it's good is if somebody is really low HP and they're trying to use the tower to body block your autos and get away, you can actually just attack the tower and then you'll get that little bola proc on them, which might be enough to actually kill them. So it can be a blessing and a curse, just in different situations. In general as well, once you get your Transcendence online, you basically never need to consciously toggle your bolas off for mana reasons. So it's just gonna be for it's just gonna be for things like the not trying to aggro people with the tower and stuff. Gonna go ahead and finish up my Aussie now. I could get a sentry ward, but there's really no point. I'm just gonna get 2 regular wards. It's very clearly their plan just to rotate over to the duo lane a lot, and that's fine as long as I'm getting the wave first. It's not that big of a deal, so we'll just keep putting out those aggressive wards, and we have to keep walking up to our farm. For the fourth item, we're gonna grab ourselves the Executioner. This is where we're gonna get a lot of our penetration. And then we end up getting a fifth item, Wind Demon. Then you sell Death Toll, and you grab yourself a Deathbringer. Finally, if you get to a point in the game where you are getting a sixth item, you will sell the boots and grab yourself typically another item with crit, just to more guarantee those crits. That can be a Poison Star, the anti-heal Shuriken, whatever you need that game. You do have options on that last one. Now, Trinibug ultimate is down. I know this because my ultimate is also down. They've got a lot heading over towards right, so I'm going to dash in towards him here. Oh, he got caught on. Oh, no. He just got smite geometried so hard. That is so unfortunate. Oh, that is very unfortunate for him. Oh man, that is that's a poorly designed wall right there. That wasn't his fault. That's a bad wall design. So I'm gonna start rotating over to the mid lane. Fafnir has come all the way over to duo. I've grabbed the tier 2. Once you grab the second tower in your lane, it's basically a rotational clock because there's not much else you can do. Popping myself into the lane. I don't really want them to know that I'm here yet, so I'm going to pop the ultimate so they do not have the vision. Got to turn around on the Trinibug, who is now ultied into all of us, trying to save his team. He might find himself in a bit of a hard spot on this one. Hit him with my 2 just to slow him down. Got a better chance of landing those autos. He's getting some body blocks there from the Fafnir. Should not be enough to stop me. Quickly gonna try to focus this tower before I switch back over onto the Fafnir. We'll be able to take him out as well. I think we might even be able to get this mid tier 2. If you look down at my mana, you can see that I legit have not used like any mana at this point. They've got their thought back, so we're gonna have to go ahead and just like attack the fire. That's fine.
Behind us.
As far as any other god pairings or things we don't want to go against on Xbalanque, there's really not that many. He's just kind of generically not meta because of where the game is right now. Xbalanque doesn't require any setup, so you're not looking for anything like that. You're only looking for that early game clear with him, or just embracing the late game with like a Geb. And then as far as the enemy team goes, you don't care so much about what they're picking, other than walls can be a little annoying for you. So Xbalanque is 3. A lot of newer players will actually think that this is a leap, and it is not. It is a dash. He happens to go into the air, but it is a dash. So something like a Thor wall, a Kabrakan wall, whatever, all of those will stop you, and you cannot be pulled by a Wheelix. So you're up in the air, right, like that, but you cannot be pulled by a Wheelix. 1, because it's a dash and not a leap, but 2, you were also CC immune when you go into the top of that dash. Now, something that should be noted about this ability is there are 2 distinct phases on Xbalanque's 3. So I'm going to back up, get myself this Executioner, start working on that Wind Demon. There's 2 portions. There's the initial floor dash, and then there's the in the air portion. So watch this animation. Floor up. That floor portion of the ability, that first 0.2 seconds, is not CC immune. And you can be interrupted out of it. A stun, a mez, a cripple, whatever, will knock you out of this dash. So right here at the very start, bam, right there before I start glowing yellow, that is interruptible, so just keep that in mind. Yanis ulti and me heading on over to the right hand side. Gonna go ahead and pop that ultimate for my team. They can't see a whole lot right now. Gotta pop a preemptive beads so I can continue to chase this stop. Should be enough to land the auto before he even gets the ultimate off. And now I'm gonna try to kind of cut around the back here, throw down a little ward for the vision. Gonna walk right at the Chernobog. Fafnir tanks that to the dome. Now Chernobog's gonna get stuck here. Fafnir's gonna try to make a high play, but I think we're gonna be able to just W key right on in on him and head ourselves right on over to the Fire Giant right now. Maybe need to save our Janus back here really quick. Then we can go over and do the fire giant. So now that I'm actually into the team fight stage of the game, right around that 15 to 20 minute marker is basically when you're in the late game in Smite right now. You can see that this has gone a whole lot easier once we got into the team fight stage of the game. So in the early game, I was obviously not able to keep up with the Chernobog on the rotations. So what do? You put your head down, you farm, you get yourself an XP lead. That way you can get that level 20 real quick, cap out, start rotating over to team fights. Now, reminder, we're not finishing up our starter item. Normally, obviously, not on Xbalanque, you're probably going to have a blue stone. Those are the types of gods that are meta right now. Even if you win the blue stone, you are selling that and grabbing yourself this double crit at the end. So the reason why this build right now is so popular is you get tons of tank damage. You've got great lifesteal, and those Aussie procs with crit. If you get an Aussie proc while you crit, you're basically full healing on every auto. It's disgusting. Plus, between the Wind Demon and the Executioner, you've got tons of penetration to kill the tanks that are going to be running right at you. Lord knows, we've all had the Arthur W King at us. You can actually kill him with this build because you've got the penetration to get through those protections, and then you've got the crit to actually do some damage to a tank afterwards.
Ward here.
So for assaulting a Phoenix, my job is obviously going to be on Phoenix duty. So I'm going to actually ulti right now, try to scare them off from getting in here. They don't know exactly where I'm standing. We've already got 1,000 damage on the Phoenix. Every time I come back in here, it's resetting to me. But right there, I just sit there, focus the Phoenix. Now we can look at this Fafnir. I mean, he's going to go down as well. And if they're not careful, they could lose the game right here. Kabrakan doesn't quite land the stun on me immediately. We're going to be able to pick him up for sure. I'm going to call for the attack. I'm actually going to dash in on this, which is a little bit greedy, but I'm going to pop my Aegis right here, be able to live through that Nemesis combo. Beautiful Yamoja all right there. Gonna get a couple of them stuck, and we actually might be able to wrap this one up. I gotta be careful about the Thoth ult though, that is coming our way. Really good Mercurial. As long as we focus the Titan. Oh, we actually might not be able to do this. Yeah, no, our boys got a little bit scared right there. We kind of had half our team get out of there, so now we just need to go and back it up. Ooh, I almost wanted to dash back in there on that Thoth for using his dash that aggressively. If he would have killed that Thoth before he got out of that Yamoja ult, that would have been a free one. Gotta chase down myself a little Thothy Thoth right now, but he got himself a heavenly agility. So we can just focus on the Fafnir. I actually don't even think that this is a horrible fight right now. I just gotta be able to use my beads, pop that ulti right here, give them a little bit of a distraction, and between all of my crits and the Aussie procs, we're gonna be a fine and a dandy. Good attempt right there on that Yanisol, but now he's got to be careful that he doesn't get killed by that Nem. Grab ourselves another tier 2. We should probably head back over towards that Fire Giant and grab ourselves that Pyromancer. So here at the end of the game, my focus is just gonna be anything that is in my view. Obviously, it would be nice for me to be able to kill the Nemesis or something first, but at the end of the day, even if I'm focusing on the Fafnir or the Kabrakan, those tankier targets, they're gonna get absolutely wrecked right now. One, I've got myself a nice XP lead on the support and the solo laner, but also this build is a tank shredder. It's a tank shredder, it's an objective shredder, it's a squishy shredder, it shreds everything, which is why you're seeing it so much. Now we back up, sell that death toll, grab ourselves the old death bringer, and death will be brought indeed. I'm also gonna rank up my beads, because against this team, they actually have a lot of CC. Fire Giant's gonna be respawning here in, about 30-40 seconds. I should have enough time to run over, grab my enhanced purple, and get back over there. Crit is also really nice in Xbalanque because you've got the bonus damage from your bolas, which is going to scale really well.
Enemy spotted.
With the enhanced damage that you're getting from crit. Obviously, more damage equals bigger, thicker crit. Plus, I've already got nearly capped attack speed, and that's even without that
Enemy missing.
that proc right there from the old demon. Sit over here, grab ourselves a fire giant. Left Phoenix is about to come back up, so we should be able to grab this without too much contention.
Enemy spotted.
The Bracken is over in right lane. He needs to back up, and he knows that. I'm going to throw down the ulti. I'm going to try to hit him with that extended range auto. We are going to be able to get it with the extended range auto, so that should give us a nice pick off before we have to go for a Phoenix, especially if we can get the Chernobog there as well. Now we've got a 2-for-1 deal at Costco. We call for the attack. Fafnir's gonna have to use his ult. I don't think he has a choice. He's gonna be taking 500 crits from me. We pop a nice heavenly agility. I'm just gonna gas pedal on the Phoenix. We do need to kill at least one Phoenix before we can go for this Titan. And hopefully we learned our lessons from the last time, and we can actually, you know, try to kill it this time. Gotta pop my Aegis right here to avoid that Thoughtful. Plus I had the Nem blinking in on me. Bada bing, bada boom. We take down the Titan there, guys. So hunters can be a little bit funky because you're starting off with a starter item, but then you're selling it a late game. But luckily, the build tends to be very standard right now. You can run that exact hunter build on basically anybody. For Xbalanque, try not to feed your brains out early. You're probably not going to win the early game. You're a Xbalanque. You were never destined to in the first place. So you're going to have to hold out, wait until the team fights. Utilize that fact that your ultimate is actually a very good team fight ability. Not being able to see, as it turns out, is very strong as might, guys. And that is your Xbalanque ADC guide. Thank you for supporting the Twitchiest community. If you'd like to see more videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and always hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thank you for all your support and have a Twitchin' day, y'all.